Welcome to Firearm Fuel and Fabrication. I'm going to be running you through the steps today on putting together a move bumper for a 2007 Chevy Avalanche. I've skipped a few steps. I hit a deer with my truck, so disassembly of the front end has been skipped somewhat. But for starters, you want to start by laying all your parts out. Make sure you have all your parts before you even start the project, which I'm glad I did that, because whenever my bumper showed up, I was missing what they call the light packet, which is all the attachments for the lights in the bumper, the tabs to mount the 20-inch bar in the center, and a couple other small pieces like the tow hooks in the front. But they took care of me. I gave them a call. They overnighted the parts right away. They were more than helpful, got it out to me as quick as possible. So for starters, you want to pull the factory bumper off the truck, which I'm going to be doing here shortly. And next time I come back, you'll be seeing me mocking up the center section. I'll show you how I mount everything, how I measure it out, make sure it's all centered. Okay, front bumper's off. I made a couple modifications. Doesn't come with any mounting hardware. So the factory bumper this is right here. There was nuts spot welded. I don't know if I got this in the shot. There was nuts spot welded here. I knocked the nuts off with my air hammer. That way I can reuse the factory hardware here. Put the nut down here. Mounted the bottom ones. I made a modification for that too. I took the factory tow hooks. Come in closer here. Took the factory tow hooks and cut them off. Now I had to take them down. I'm lucky I got a machine shop at my disposal, so I milled off 184 thousandths to take off the difference for that steel. That way I can put them back in and I can use all the factory hardware, because the bumper doesn't come with any new hardware, or at least mine didn't. But I like this better because I'll still have this going across the frame rail, adding some extra meat in there. That way there's even more solid mounting for the bumper. But another thing I'm going to have to do in order to put this in right, I'm going to have to draw another hole in the frame here for the second bolt. Because whenever you take the factory bumpers, there's two holes cut in this bracket, but there's only one hole on this side, because the factory bumper, the factory tow hooks are mounted so they're pointed down. There's only one hole on this side. Both sides are identical. So you have to drill that hole in the frame right here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure from this point to that point, figure out my distance, measure the width of this part of the bumper, figure out the difference of the widths, split it in half, and I'll know where to center my bumper. I'm going to put marks on there to help center it to tack it up. Next time it should be tacked on. Before I actually tack the bumper on, another thing that helps is a set of C-clamps. Whenever you put this bottom bracket on, it's best to clamp it down here on the bottom side of the frame. Clamp it like that to hold it tight when you put your bolt in, to keep this flush with the bottom of the frame. Another suggestion I have for you before you go and tack everything together, these top ones, leave them loose so they move like this. Line up your bottom, put a tack weld to hold your bottom. Before you weld these top ones, you can line them up, get them to where they sit flush for one, throw a quick tack on them. But before you tack these ones, with the bottom tacked, you're going to want to put the grill back in and check your clearance on this radius here with your grill. That way you can loosen this up, because these are slotted and you can actually adjust them a little bit. Okay, once you get your center section tacked in place, check your radius here and your grill clearance. Check everything, make sure everything's even through. Once you got all that confirmed, tack the top side. You left those loose so you can line them up square. Get them tacked. Once they're tacked, you can pull this off, unbolt it, finish welding the inside. Then we'll bolt it back on, and then we'll start mocking the sides up and get them tacked in place. Okay, got the center section welded up. Had a friend help me mock up the side wings here. Got them put on. Got them spot welded, lined up. I also checked the alignment on the outside with the end wings, the ends of the wings here, where they go on here, just to make sure everything lined up right on the outside and everything looks really, really good. Fitment was pretty good. Only issue I had was a little bit right in here, which once I got it tacked through here, tacked down here, beat this corner down with a hammer. When I'm done, you'll never tell. It's looking really good though. Okay, now that you got the center section of the bumper and your sides put on, weld all those up, weld your brackets up. Then you're going to want these guys. They got the knots cut out like this. All you're going to do, as I trip over parts, you're going to tack them on right out here on the outside. That's going to let you come in with this, and you're going to hold it, put in your grill guard, since I have the grill guard. Put in your grill guard piece on here, tack it in place, tack this on here. That's going to help you find the angle to cut your tube right here. So you can cut the tube to weld on to your outer wing here. Okay, now that you got your center uprights in and your center tubes in place and welded, you're going to want to cut the excess off the ends out here so you can put your outside uprights and tubes back on. Now, in my case, what I'm doing is I'm cutting the tubes off at 2 inches. That way when I put the other one back in here, I can weld these tubes to the outside upright so I have that extra strength in between the two uprights. Okay, I'm hoping you can hear me over the pressure washer. Now that you got your outside tubes in place and welded up, everything in the center welded up, you see here how I said I left these tubes long so I can weld them inside here. I'll weld them the whole way around. That way this is good and solid right through here. A lot of strength in this area. Okay, next step, you got these pieces. You're going to put them on here, tack them every 1/4 of an inch as you're working it around and down. Get it into shape so it butts up down here. Every 1/4 of an inch put tack. You have to use a little bit of heat and hammer, form it, shape it. Once these are on, just about complete. Only a few more parts left. Okay, at this point your bumper should be just about finished. You got a couple more pieces left. Now there's a few extra modifications I'm making to mine. For instance, these plates that they gave me for making the angle on the tubes outside here, I'm actually going to be using these, cutting them off, and adding them in here to this lower frame bracket for a gusset. And the last couple steps you got your winch mount, if you chose to go with winch. And there's 2 ways you can put this on. You can either put it on laying down like this, with the winch vertical at the bumper, or you can do a horizontal mount like this. Actually, it's like this. So the winch is mounted in its normal horizontal position. got those backwards. Once the winch plate's in, you got this. This is just the bracket below your light in the middle. I went with a 20-inch light, and it'll just lay right here on top of the winch plate on mine. You got your light attachment tabs. I'm going to attach my light tabs right on this and trim them down to clear my grill. They're actually longer than the distance between here and the bottom. And the way the grill is on my Avalanche, I'm going to have to cut these down. Got your outside lights. Best way I can tell you to do these is they go in like this. Bottom one goes like this. It's a bit of a weird angle in here. The best thing I can tell you to do is get a 90-degree magnet. Like this one. Weld these two together. Then put them in your bumper. Whenever I get the bumper back on the truck, I'll go over the last step, which is my hook mounts here. Right now all I gotta do, I'm finishing up, I'm welding everything on the inside, everything's been welded on the outside. I'm just throwing weld on the inside to strengthen everything up, welding around all my tubes, adding the gussets, button up a few small things, but your bumper's just about complete. Once it's back on the truck, like I said, I'll go over the hook mounts in the front. We'll clean up all the welds and everything, make everything look nice. Then off the powder coat. And the final section of the video, I'll show you the complete bumper. Put it up inside. I don't know how in focus that is. It's really out of focus. Did button up these corners. These corners come notched to allow a little bit of flexibility. Now, right here, I left this cut out here. That is really badly out of focus, I'm sorry. But I left these cut out so I can take the factory inner fender, cut them down. I'm going to drill a couple holes to bolt the factory inner fender to the bumper. Try not to trip over a creeper. There's the light brackets all installed. You can see the gussets I added. Light bracket and winch plate. I went with the vertical instead of the horizontal mount. And then, like I said, on these tubes, you can see I run them tubes the whole way across just to add some more strength in the center there. Tubes welded all the way around. Getting ready to flip it over. Gonna button a couple other things up on it real quick and then start grinding and cleaning it up. Alright, back to the move bumper build. As you can tell, it's been a while. There's a lot more patina on the bumper. The beard's a lot thicker, the weather's a lot colder outside. I had to run the truck this way a while because I had to move. So I needed to put my truck back on the road. All the fabrication itself is done. It's been holding up real well. As you can see, the fit everywhere is really nice. Matches up real good. I'm going to pull it off, sandblast it, clean it up, coat it, and it'll be finished. So this is next to the final part of the video. Bring it back in. Should have all the lights on it. Have the coating on it. I was going to powder coat it, but the problem is my oven is too small for my stove. And all the companies around here with a big enough oven, the wait times are too long, so I'm just going to sandblast it and I'm going to go with a liner line finish. Alright, we got the bumper all sandblasted and cleaned up. Right now I'm just waiting for, I got to use some surface cleaner on it. I'm waiting for it to evaporate and we're going to start putting this puppy black. But here, let me grab you off the stand. I'll give you a walk around here. See if I can do this without shaking you too much. Got all that patina blasted off of it. We'll get her coated black, put back on the truck. That's a future project right there, my GTO. Bought a new in 04. And somebody hit my bumper at Walmart, it knocked the paint off. So I got to repaint the front end on it. Kind of neglected it a while. There it is. We'll get it prepared for coating and get ready to put it back on the truck. Alright, and that's the move bumper all finished up. Got the lights in, don't have a winch yet. Okay, couple things I ran into, small issues with this build. Okay, and I don't know how hard it's going to be to show you. Yeah, let me grab a creeper here. Now this is on my particular build, being a Chevy Avalanche. So I don't know how many guys order these for an Avalanche, but I'm different. What can I say? I don't see there being a problem with other styles of trucks, but I ran into this with mine. Let's see if I can get a shot in here. Okay. Let's get it in focus. That is my core support, and I'm sure you can see them clean cut marks. To get the bumper to actually fit, you can see there where I notched that out and then cut it at an angle. I actually had to cut it at an angle here so it would clear my light on the core support. And I also had to notch it out so it would clear this light pocket. So if you get an Avalanche with the outer light like that, you're gonna have to trim the bumper to make it fit. Other than a few small things, you know, basic tools. So you got a welder, a grinder, a couple other basic hand tools for taking the parts off, putting the parts on. You'll be good to go. Like I said, there was a couple of things I did different. I made them pieces to go in the frame to add support, and I added gussets in the bumper to give the bumper more strength. And you can see on the back side where I left the tubes go all the way through and welded them. So I got tubes the whole way through here. But all in all, you know, for the price and everything, it's definitely well worth it. It is a nice looking bumper. And I guarantee the next Bambi I see, I'm not going to have near the issues I did with the last one. Hopefully I'll only have to replace a headlight or something instead of doing $4,800 in damage. But that concludes the bumper build. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.